Finally doing it.
Yeah,
We talked about this.
forever since I got here.
You've been pissed off at me.
Why?
Well, because I guess I've been having podcasts without you.
Yeah, you're right. I'm a little jealous.
Narcissists, these artists, all these layers and complexities that they have. But I'm guilty of the same thing.
Yeah, you're an onion.
Well, okay, let's talk about this because interesting facts about you.
Okay.
You're new to the Dallas area. You're new to Texas.
Yes. Very new. I've been here, like 3 months now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 3
Here,
months.
get the mic a little closer to you, you know?
Okay.
Awesome. I'm going to change the levels here, but go ahead.
All right.
Came here from Miami.
Yeah, I came here from Miami. I just wanted a different scene. I feel like Miami wasn't my thing. It was a little toxic, not gonna lie. But Miami is a cool place. It's just
I hear things, but it's always on social media about the craziest articles that you see people from Florida.
Florida man.
Yeah. So is it what it is?
It's crazy. It really is crazy. I feel like Florida in general is crazy, but Miami is just, there's so many people. It's so saturated that it's just the probabilities are higher for crazy things to happen.
When you say saturated, are you talking about crazy people, or are you talking about artists in general?
I'm talking about just people in general. It's a city.
Yeah.
And everybody goes there because it's like the city to go to visit, to vacation, to, artists live there. So, yeah.
So it sounds like an escape situation.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Like you're saying I escaped?
That's what it sounds like. I mean, if you're leaving somewhere like that you call toxic, then it sounds like you're trying to save yourself.
Yeah. I don't know. I just felt like I wanted to raise my son I have a son. He's 6 months.
Mars, what's up, Mars?
And I just wanted to raise him in a better place. I wanted him to grow up in somewhere that is a little different from like where his dad and I lived for so long. I guess because I know what's up. You know what I'm saying? I know what's up, and I feel like I would want something better for my child. So that's why.
I mean, that's admirable, of course. I mean, I would do the same thing for my child if I was in a situation where I felt like that can really affect her upbringing and,
Yeah.
But like, what gives you the strength to do that? Because now people can just get up and go. Like, was there like a final straw?
My God.
What is it? Like, a lot of people who listen to this is like, some people can't even leave the same neighborhood. Yeah. Let alone go to another state.
Dude, I mean, that's how it is. Like in Miami, I feel like a lot of people haven't left. I feel like they're too scared because I feel like everybody has this whole like 305 till I die type mentality. And Dale. And they don't like want to explore other places, or they just feel like they're just so used to it. And it's a city that if you stay there for a long time, if you live there for a long time, if you're raised there for a long time, it's somewhere where like you will never find a place like it. Mm-hmm. But in like good and bad ways. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like so what was I saying? What was I saying again?
Well, I mean, we're talking about one of you leaving Florida, being able to leave.
Sorry, yeah. So I did that. It was hard. It was like an abrupt decision, but it was something that like, when you're a parent, I feel like everything changes. Like everything is just for your own. How do I say it? Like everything is super. I don't know.
Muy excited. No, what do you mean? I guess being a parent. Well, for what I can say in my own experience is the sudden shift, like it slaps you in the face because like one, you have to grow up immediately. Yeah. For myself, I had a child at 18. Yeah. And the moment I did, like it's like my mentality had to shift, and if it didn't, it was going to be dangerous not only just for myself but now for the well-being of another life. Yeah. And I think in your case, I see the same thing. I mean, because we talk personally outside of this podcast itself. Yeah. Like we like I already know your current situation, but even at that, what it took for you to come here, that was not a selfish reason. It was more for your child than yourself. Yeah. Now, for other people, if they don't have nothing else to live for, do you feel like that's the reason why they stay there? Or, and let's not even just say Miami or Florida per se, but let's just say anybody that's in an area that they feel could be something that be the root of maybe their downfall in life. What puts you in that position? You know, like that. I gotta get the fuck out of here.
I mean,
oh yeah, but
like, cause I did it because of my child, because I wanted better for my child, but also because like I wanted to explore something different. I feel like we all, like we get so comfortable. Like that's what I was trying to get at, is that we get so comfortable at in a place that we're comfortable at. Like we've spent our whole
I say it sometimes. You know?
Yeah, and like we forget that there's so much more than just like where we're at.
Right.
There's a whole world out there, and there's different lifestyles and different people and different things to see. And like I didn't want to just stay there and live like, you know, normally. Like I wanted a change of environment, you know, and I wanted to find like-minded individuals. I wanted to be on the search for that. And for my son to see that there, you know, that there are good people that don't just want to go out and party, you know what I'm saying? Because that's how the scene is over there, mostly. So, yeah.
Yeah, I guess culturally, like, it had to change there, too, because you're an artist, so your growth was probably being stomped in somewhere like that. But even now, transitions aren't easy. Of course, like you go anywhere and you got to settle in, you got to get shit situated, you got to lock in a job, you got to do something to keep revenue coming in. So it's like for yourself, has this taken did it have any effect on your artistry or your music, you feel?
Whoa. I mean, you know my situation. I, before this, I was going through a really tough situation with, like, you know, I had just given birth and things weren't going that well with, like, his father and stuff like that. And I was just, I needed that, like, blank slate. I needed that new venture so that I can restart kind of like my brain and stuff like that. Like I just wanted to start fresh. I wanted to make my own story, you know, like with my baby.
Does that seem impossible in the city where you're at?
Where I was at?
Yeah.
It wasn't impossible, but it was just not the best option.
And that's crazy. Well, that's crazy for me to hear when, like, right now you currently live like an hour outside of Dallas. Like you live like in the, like, you rather be where you're at right now.
Yeah.
Is even a place I don't even want to be at. But can I say where you're currently saying? Hazlet, Texas. Like I've never ever been out there except now that the fact you live out there.
It's the middle of nowhere. There's nothing. There's just like houses. That's it.
It's funny because I mean places like that, ideally, like in my head, it seems like that's somewhere I want to be, like outside of the city, so I can clear my mind and then come in the city when I want to create.
Yeah.
But like, how is it to be there almost like 24/7?
Honestly, like I thought I would be okay, but I feel like I do need, you know, a little bit of the city. I feel like it's 50-50 for me. Like I like living maybe like on the outskirts of the city, like right on the outskirts, not in the country. I feel like that's just way too much, especially as an artist. Like you don't get to like mingle, you don't get to you know, get inspiration from anything. I mean, you can find inspiration anywhere, but I'm saying like seeing how other artists work and working with new artists, you can't do that in the country. Like there's nobody in the country.
Right. And then with us, this is the first time you've worked with anybody being in the state, right?
Yeah.
How has it been, be honest? Tell these people.
It's been not special.
It's been special.
It's been special. No, I think like I'm super lucky to have found a group of people that are super like-minded and they have the same vision and want to work towards the same things. And you guys are great, honestly.
Well,
like,
thank you.
You guys, they're like each their own little character. You guys are like a set of cartoons.
Look at Adrian. Adrian looks so proud right now. He's waving.
She's lying. All this is a lie.
I know. She put on a character since the start.
Hate you.
No, that's good. That's good. It's just, you know, for abrupt changes and stuff that you're doing, in an artist world, I feel like it's a lot different than just anybody just doing it.
Yeah.
Because I think we're very sensitive beings,
Yeah.
especially our environments. So like you yourself being somewhere 24/7, well, let's just say 23/6 or something, like versus coming out to the city. I need the same balance. Like I'm out in the city so much. Sometimes I want to break and go out to like country town.
Yeah.
So I just always wonder, like, why are we like that? What is so important about this balance to like keep feeding the mind or keep feeding the soul?
Yeah, I mean, it's input. Your brain needs input, and I feel like in the country, there's not a lot to do. There's not a lot to input into your brain. Like, I don't know. I feel like the city. I mean, yeah, the city has a bunch of different people. You're always looking at different people wearing different things, doing different things. You get inspired. You talk to different people, hear their stories, and for me as a writer, like I live vicariously through people.
Right.
So I use those experiences, and I use, the experiences that I gain meeting people and being with people to be able to write and make music.
Brings me to an interesting point. What you're saying there is, even myself as a writer, a lot of those experiences ain't all me. It's usually, like you said, vicariously through other people.
Yeah.
Sometimes you want to be kind of like that charismatic artist that like gives hope to others or empower others. And I see like on your social media, like on your story, you talk a lot about empowerment, especially like women and who get victimized and things like that. Now, where does that come from, or where does that inspiration come from? And I don't even want to use the word inspiration. It's just because it's more like taking on the reins of raising awareness for this kind of stuff.
It kind of brings me back to living in Miami.
Yeah.
I feel like while I was living in Miami, I saw a lot of women go through things silently because the culture there, it's very Hispanic, and it can, the mix, the clash of cultures made a different culture. Like it made a Miami culture.
Yeah.
And that Miami culture brought upon these unsaid, unwritten rules that if you are a woman and you show emotion, like too much emotion, you're... Wait, can I curse?
Go for it.
Okay.
This is a fucking podcast. You can't fucking curse on here. What the hell?
So, that we're bitches if we display any sort of emotion. Like, it's kind of like they want us to be complacent. And I've seen it. I've seen women just be quiet because they didn't want to seem like bitches and bitter and all these things that guys like claim them to be because of these unwritten rules. And it's like, it's kind of like we have to go through things alone, because if we don't, like, we're seen as like a certain type of person.
I can see that. I can see that, because I'm not gonna say that's the same exact culture around here. Anybody that I know, but I know that for most women, if they don't even do the duties that like any parent should do, even if it's a father, like for some reason, men get away with shit that like women could not.
Exactly.
Like y'all miss one doctor's appointment, just for example. It's not the same shit, but it just be like, I don't know. There's less expectancy for the man to do fatherly duties than it is the mother to do motherly, or else y'all bad mothers.
Yeah.
I don't understand where that culture came from or what exactly that is. But like if it's like intensified in Miami or Florida or wherever you were from, I mean, a woman to basically settle or deal with bullshit and then not be able to speak on it. Where does that come from?
Yeah, like
Acceptance.
I don't know, it's just like I said, it's that culture, that complacentness that like that men have implemented to be able to get away with things.
I'm feeling attacked already.
I'm not saying all men. I'm just saying like certain men, and those are the same men that created that type of mentality. And I feel like if we don't have sex, we're prudes. If we have too much sex, we're hoes. If we're single mothers, that means like we had a crazy time and we just popped out a baby, and
right.
Or like if it's just so much pressure on women around the world, but in like that's where I saw it the most was Miami, because previously like I used to live in Virginia and I feel like I didn't see that as much. Also I was younger, but I feel like, and I also experienced it. I experienced that in Miami, and it wasn't. I couldn't understand it because I have always like kind of prided myself to be like that good girlfriend that would like try to do everything possible to be able to hold up a decent relationship and make that person feel comfortable as well as me, you
Right.
know. But there was so many things that I had to do, like so many expectations. There was I had to cook, I had to clean, I had to work. If I wasn't working, you know, like I had to be this caring person, or I couldn't show too much emotion. If I showed too much emotion, I was needy. If I, you know, didn't show emotion, I was dry. It's just so many things. Like it's crazy.
You think your environment drew you into conformity of that situation? Let's just say things that you wouldn't tolerate at the you know, let's say at the beginning, what you had of an ideal relationship, then it became something where you no longer saw it that way. You've kind of shifted your mindset of what a relationship should look like because maybe your environment, that was the norm.
Yeah.
So if, like you said, if you complained outside of that, you look like you. I mean, you're not complaining. It's, if anything, it's validated for you to be upset about certain things, but sometimes some reason it's accepted.
Right.
When you go deep into that, there's, I mean, you can vouch for this, I'm sure, but there's women that never get back or come back from that.
Yeah, man. There is, and it's just wild. And I see these women. I see certain women follow that those unwritten rules, right?
Yeah.
And they're not happy. And I've spoken to some, and I know that they're not happy, but like they want to put up this front as if they were happy because like they don't know anything else. They don't know how to get out of that situation because they're surrounded by that. And everybody else kind of turns a blind eye on that, you know? Like, nobody really says anything. They don't speak up about it, you know? So,
what do you think that fear is from? Like, what are they scared of?
I don't know. Honestly, I feel like...
What were you scared of?
I was scared of being judged. I was scared of people thinking, like, I was a bad person because... or like an unstable person because I was showing emotion, because I was trying to reach out. But at the end, that happened anyways. So
right.
like
it's inevitable.
It's inevitable.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it also, I'm not saying all relationships are like that there, but I feel like there's definitely a culture, like a subculture in that environment.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, but you now, I would feel, because you, how long ago did you move here?
3 months ago.
3 months.
Yeah.
It's still fresh.
Yeah.
So you would say to this day, I mean, you're still affected.
I find it hard to like trust people because of it, because
you look right at me.
because I tried to reach out a lot of the times, and I feel like everybody kind of like turned me away, and those are people that I thought that I trusted, and they would, you know, like one day encourage me and the next day turn the blind eye because they were kind of like, oh, I can't do anything, it's not my problem.
Right.
So I do have like slight trust issues.
Yeah. I think that's normal. I'm not trying to like downplay what you're dealing with, but I think there's people who listen to this that are even from here, or like from the city, and they understand. I mean, I think a lot of us, I always start off with I think, but no.
I mean, I'm the same way.
Huh?
I do the same thing all the time.
Yeah. So everybody who been, you know, dealing with people their whole life, trying to build friendships and build relationships with people, I think a large percentage of those we run into, even no matter how intuitive you are, we run into people that do us wrong or hurt us, or, you know, we begin to distrust. And then I like to see it as it makes us stronger in our choices later.
Yeah.
And I would feel like as much as we are affected by it, we got to wear that shit, like, we got to wear it on our sleeve.
Yeah.
We have to. Now, it doesn't mean distrust everyone. People need chances, you know, but we have a tolerance now, you know, a tolerance for certain bullshit,
and
what we deal with. I would say with you, I don't think you would have just been working on music with anybody, or you know what I mean?
Mhm.
You're in a whole new city. It's
Yeah.
different. It's almost like a culture shock within the nation.
Yeah,
So
definitely. And it was so abrupt. Like, it was not a transition. I literally just jumped into Texas without even knowing anybody, and like, I didn't really know what Texas was about. I just moved here.
now you know. Honestly, you're an official Texan because you're pretty Mexican as fuck for being Puerto Rican. Like, what'd you eat yesterday?
I'm just really good at adapting. Yesterday I made rice and refried beans and tamales.
Yeah, that was interesting.
And I don't cook. I just I felt like, I had to. I'm Mexican now, I guess. I'm Mexican.
I don't know. Adrian still got to stamp that card. Adrian's more Mexican than me.
That's true.
Well, what does she got to do, Adrian?
What are the requirements?
How do you become an official Mexican in Texas?
Yeah.
She has to have Baisanito taco.
No. Okay, that's hard because tacos are subjective out here. Everybody's gonna tell you what the best taco
There's
is.
so many options for tacos here.
And everybody's gonna have their own opinion on like what's gonna be the go-to spot. It's subjective.
She has to go to a Mexican soccer game.
Oh,
That makes
snap.
her real Mexican.
I'm not even gonna lie. I've never even been to a Mexican soccer game.
You're not Mexican.
I'm probably. Oh yeah. I mean, I am, but I'm.
Or a Cowboys
Yeah,
game.
we need to teach you Spanish, though. We need to teach you Spanish.
No, I mean, I'm not even saying no to that. I'm pissed off at myself that I've never learned.
Well, that's a lot of people here. Like, a lot of Mexican American, what is it, second generation now.
Chicanos.
Yeah,
That's what they
like-
call them.
Yeah, Chicanos. So I know a lot of them that don't speak Spanish,
Uh-huh.
and it's wild to me.
Wait, do you not like it? Does it upset you?
I mean, it is what it is, but sometimes I want to speak Spanish with people.
Yeah. I mean, I could imagine. Like, if I knew.
And I don't even speak that much Spanish. I just like speaking Spanish because I like to keep it alive.
I
you know?
like your Spanish though. Like, Puerto Rican Spanish is like so interesting. The dialect.
What is the word you want to say right now?
You know which one it is.
Say it.
Gato.
Gato.
We're like
know
listing animals. Well, you were testing me.
Yeah.
So you were saying words in
Puerto Rican Spanish.
Puerto Rican Spanish, and I would say what it was, but sometimes the Mexican Spanish was a lot different.
Yeah, it doesn't translate to the same to Puerto Rican Spanish sometimes.
But when we talked about a cat,
Mhm.
I went gato. You went gato.
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 Gato. I can't tell. This is me just being ignorant, but I can't tell the difference from like Puerto Rican Spanish and like Cuban Spanish because like it kind of the way they enunciate
Yeah.
almost sound the same to me.
Almost. We have a lot of same words and
Uh-huh.
same slang and stuff like that. But yeah, it's similar, I'd say.
Yeah, and you told me Puerto Ricans are rare in
Miami? I don't run into a lot of Puerto Ricans in Miami. In Orlando, yes. Like Kissimmee, Orlando, they're everywhere. But
How do you
in
say it?
Kissimmee?
I've always said kissing me.
Kissimmee. Well, some people say it that way.
Yeah.
And it's just mostly Cubans and Venezuelans and Colombians for the most part.
Yeah.
in
So
Miami.
did they like call you the Puerto Rican or what would they do?
Honestly, people don't really question it, and I don't know. People don't question it. Sometimes they just assume that I'm Cuban, or
Yeah.
they assume that I'm Venezuelan.
It's the whole Texas thing. Like out here, you're just Mexican.
Exactly.
How many times have you been called Mexican since you've been out here?
Besides
Besides from us.
I don't think anybody's actively said it, but I feel like people think it all the time.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. So
We walked into the thrift store today and there's no question
yeah.
when we went to a thrift store. We're looking for some threads.
Oh, I got
she
this cool bolo.
I still don't know what that is.
Me neither. I don't know what it is.
It kind of looks like a gun from space.
I don't know. And then I don't know where to turn it to. I don't know.
It's probably like magic spells in there or something.
Who knows? Yeah, I'm probably cursed now.
No, but you walking through the store and I'm seeing you amongst everybody who's there, which in that area everybody's predominantly Mexican.
Mhm.
You look no different.
Yeah, I guess. Well, you told me I look different all the time. You say oh, your lips, you almost look like you're mixed.
Well, yeah, I mean, because people do the same thing to me. I just feel like out here, okay, it's not like you look exactly like everyone, but I'm saying I see no difference. I guess I'm not even looking at like features like on your face, but just how you are amongst like, I don't know. It's like I'm expecting you to be like an alien or something. Well, you're the first Puerto Rican woman I know.
They actually discovered my homeland yesterday, so there's that.
Oh, really?
In the news, remember that I told you? Yeah, so...
What happened?
I think they said that they discovered, like, water on Venus or something. Or not water, human life.
That's what you said.
Life. Not human life. Alien life.
Alien
on
life.
Venus.
Well, you know the definition of alien. It's just like... Well, actually pull that up because, like, at one point...
Yeah.
Different cultures and different races were aliens to each other.
Yeah.
I mean, even immigrants were illegal aliens.
Yeah.
So let's just say like that term is used loosely, right?
Mm-hmm.
But even at that, if they talk about Venus and they talk about alien life, they could talk about resources that bring life. Or you know what I mean? Like signs of sources that bring life are considered, oh, there's alien life available on that planet. So,
like, it could be water.
You pulled that up right there. What is that?
So they found traces of a rare molecule known as phosphine have been found in the hellish, heavily acidic atmosphere of Venus. So that's what they found.
So it's a rare gas.
Okay. I thought it was like water or something. I don't know why I heard that.
I don't even know what phosphine is.
Fake news.
That's what phosphine stands for. I mean, look, they've already lost me because they have a Nintendo controller.
Console Wars.
Yeah, what the fuck is that?
Premiere September. I'm pretty sure it's like
a CBS News.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, like I said, I think we still have some time to really discover some shit.
So you believe that there are aliens out there?
Well, I feel like I'm too arrogant. I'm too arrogant.
Oh, yes, you are.
It would be arrogant for me to say that like there wasn't. Like I have a definitive answer and be like, no.
Yeah.
Because like I haven't left this planet.
And we're this like small ass, like what makes us so special to be this small ass germ in this like universe?
Don't say germ. You're going to trigger Adrian. He's going to put on his mask.
I already have it on, guys.
Oh, shit.
But yeah, like what makes us so special? Like we're so self-centered to think that there are no aliens. Like there has to be something out there.
I forgot who it was. I think it was Joe Rogan. I was listening to the podcast and like the way he put it, I was just like, the earth is just an aircraft.
Yeah.
Like we're literally just riding on this planet floating in space, right? How huge it is. We're like one galaxy upon galaxies upon galaxies.
Yeah.
You're so correct. And the concept of time, I'm too dumb to explain this, but like the concept of time itself, it's all based off gravity and the gravitational pull and how the world spins. Like that's all what time is.
Right.
That's the reason why we have expiration dates, because of how the world like turns. So for time to be an object, while we treat it like it's like everything to us, you know what I mean? Like we're always trying to beat time. We're always trying to do shit before we turn 30 or 40.
Yeah.
Like time is like an obstacle for us, and we feel like our life like depends, like we got to do shit before we expire. Out there, the concept of time, it's not even like an object no more. It's not even like a concern.
If only. If only we didn't have time restrictions and like getting old and stuff. Like
yeah, but then it's like, do we want that?
I don't know. That's a good question. Would you want that? Like, would you not want to grow old?
Yes.
Why?
I'm not fearful of it. I'll accept it. But like I say this amongst everyone and they hate when I say it, but I'm like, man, I hope I die before I get real old.
A lot of people say that, actually. And it's not just you.
It's not even like how I look. It's just like I'm physically deteriorating before everybody. Like, you know what I mean? Like my health is declining naturally. My testosterone is going down. It's like I don't want people to want to take care of me. I don't want my daughter to want to take care of me.
Yes, this is a great subject because I was talking about it the other day, and I feel like we don't treat our elders right. We don't. Like, we don't even say hi to them when we pass by. Like, we don't look at them. We're so, like, young and in our own, doing our own thing, and we don't even notice elderly people. And we just stuff them in a place, and that's it. We're the only culture.
No.
We're the only culture that does that. We're the only culture that doesn't respect the elderly and literally just places them in a home, and that's it. Have you ever thought about that? Like, have you ever thought, like, hey, this person is a human being. I should probably say, like, hey, I like your shirt or something. Like, you never think about those things.
Well, because I feel like it's give or take, like you might run into an older person that's like grouchy or rude as fuck too, and don't want to be bothered and don't want to be high said to. I've had that too.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I feel like I'm a nice guy. I hold the door open. I'm a Southern gentleman, and I've had older people treat me like shit to the point I'm like, okay, do I just not take the risk and say anything then?
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I don't respect them, but I do have this thing, and we talked about it driving. I was like, there's a certain age you shouldn't be on the road.
Yeah.
How fast were they driving in front of us?
Super. Wow. Like, I have never seen. They weren't even going
It
anywhere.
was like 10 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And like to turn, it took like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And like you're putting people's lives in danger.
Yeah. I mean, I would be grouchy as fuck if I was old, because, like, one, like I said, nobody treats me right. Nobody's saying, like, I like your shirt, I like your hair. Nobody's saying, you look really good today. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
They're just grouchy. I'd be grouchy.
I see what you're saying. I mean, it's become customary to put older folks in homes.
Not just that, though. I'm saying, like, overall, like, the way that we treat them, like, we ignore them, I feel. We don't really, like, I don't know, like, young people don't acknowledge old people anymore.
I guess I don't see it. Or maybe I'm fucked up because I don't pay attention to it. But I just, no.
Nobody talks about it either.
I guess so, but you're right. I mean, youngsters and people, even in our age group, just, we're living our life.
Yeah, we feel like, why should we bother with somebody that's older? Like, they don't matter anymore.
Right. Well,
that's not good. I'm saying
okay,
not me, but like when I was younger, I kind of felt that way. I kind of felt like they're not relevant. Like, they won't know what to talk about. They're not relevant. So, like, why am I gonna bother speaking to them? You know.
Okay.
Obviously, that's a bad way of thinking about it, but.
Well, this ain't the exact same thing, but I just want to know now. You know, when your son's at a certain age, and you become not able to take care of yourself, what would you want him to do?
I mean,
truthfully, let's say like you're like 80 question. And you can't wipe your ass. Adrian, grow up, buddy. Okay.
Well, I mean, I like the idea of like hiring a nurse instead of paying so much money to like go somewhere else and like be trapped in a room and stuff.
Yeah, I guess it's something that we can't even speak of till we get there.
Yeah.
And I see what you're saying, but I don't hear enough complaints about it either. Like, do you hear old people like, we need to stand up for ourselves and show these youth they need to respect us?
I don't think they have the energy to.
They have enough energy to go vote for Trump or whoever. You know what I mean? Like,
well,
I don't believe that
by
shit.
mail. You could just do that by mail. It's easy.
But before then,
I don't know, and I feel like, I don't know. They don't have a voice.
I feel you. Yeah. I mean, you speak from a humanitarian stance, and I respect that. Like, I just don't think about it, and maybe I'm one of the disrespectful ones, but I don't see myself as that. I just don't think about it. There's the difference.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be like, hey, get your old ass out my way, or you know what I mean? But I do remember being like a little kid and laughing at old people.
Yeah.
And I feel bad about that.
Exactly.
Like, because they had like big noses and big ears. Yeah. And I was a piece of shit, but I was probably like 6.
It's like they used to be our age too, you know, like.
They were once
they're
cute.
Humans. Yeah. And like I started to try and like spark conversation with older people now too, because I feel like they I don't know, I feel like they need someone to talk to, and many of them don't even have like, I know a lot of stories of many of them that don't have family members to talk to. Their family members don't even care anymore, you know what I'm saying? So I just feel like it'll make their day better. I've done that before where I was sitting next to a lady and I just started talking to her and she was like, wow, you're the first young person that literally strikes conversation with me like this whole year.
I could believe that. I mean, I think when I go hiking at the trails, I run into older people and I say hi, you know, like all of them. I always say, hello, how you doing?
Yeah.
And when I passed one guy and he was with his wife, he was like, wow, like, you know, no one does that anymore. I was like, I didn't think about it, but yeah, that's true. But I can say Facebook changed a lot of that shit. think about the people that are on Facebook now, starting from your parents up.
Yeah.
I feel like that's become their conversational partner now.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. But I avoid Facebook now because of it. But I'm saying that's almost become the person that they're able to vent and talk to now.
Yeah.
Don't you agree? Or am I tripping?
Yeah. But there's nothing like talking to a person face to face.
Oh, I mean, yeah, nothing compares to that. But what I'm saying is like they at least get some little fix from it.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I feel you.
I'm
Because
I'm being selfish. I just don't want to talk to old people.
I mean, I guess it makes sense because like I talk to like my family members that are older on Facebook all the time, and like I see them talking to their friends or talking to like I feel you.
How many older family members do you have sending you threads?
Yeah, all the time.
And if you don't pass it on, you don't love God.
Yeah.
Are you gonna go?
My grandma does that all the time. I'm like, does that really mean that I don't love God? And like, come on.
You know how many times I got the one about the letter on the windshield?
Yeah.
And like, don't grab the letter or somebody will like approach you or try to rob you.
Yeah.
That's the one that I've gotten like 3 or 4 times, and probably 2 of them are from my mom.
Yeah, I got a similar one that was like the zip ties, that they zip tie like the doors together so that you would reach for your something in your purse, and then while you're reaching for something to cut the zip ties, they like grab you. They'll like kidnap you or whatever.
Well, then look, I feel like some of those are drawn from reality, right?
Yeah, they have to be.
And if so, I mean, this whole like, and this is shifting subject so fucking
human
quick.
trafficking.
Yeah, but I was gonna say I was literally watching something about that yesterday, and I was looking like in South America and places like that where they like these are like legitimate scams. Like these dudes like they plot on you, they watch you, and it's not just one guy; it's a team of guys.
Yeah. Yeah, that's insane. And did you see the video of the little girl getting abducted? I posted it on my story. I think maybe Adrian.
What's up?
Did you see the video
No.
that I... Okay. So it was like they were just having dinner, a mom and a daughter, and there was people around. And all of a sudden some guy jumps the fence and grabs, like snatches the daughter, the little girl, and tries to run away. But there's like a guy that knows like Brazilian jiu-jitsu and he, does his little maneuver on him, and he's still trying to grab the little girl. And all these people are on top of this guy, and he's still trying to kidnap the girl. Yeah. It's insane. Like, it's a little toddler, like a toddler baby.
This stuff is just coming to surface a lot lately, and I'm just wondering, like, how big of what is it? A community? Not even community. What is this? Like, it's like a black market type of infrastructure. Yeah. But like, how huge is this fucking thing, and who's all involved? Like for real, like the whole Epstein thing when it came out.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, come on, like we all know
the Wayfair situation.
Yeah. So, like, how big is this, and how long has this been going on throughout the world? I'm
sure it's been going on forever. It's kind of like slavery, like low key slavery. It's insane.
Well, I mean, slavery still goes on, across the world, still to this day in different countries, and it's just. That has to be something that is in the DNA of men. And I'm not even just talking about slavery, but it's just the fact of like having power and, imposing that and oppressing others below you are to feel like you're more superior.
Yeah.
So like even trafficking, what is the main goal of trafficking? Is it for sexual pleasure, or if it's for like gaining power from it? What do you think?
Both. I'm sure there's demand. Like, there's demand for that stuff.
Yeah.
There's demand for everything in this world.
I used to read up on some certain things, and, like, I got really heavy into that when they talked about, like, this is going all over the place, Catholic churches. And, Adrian, you know about this too, right?
Yeah, how they...
It's like, my mom's going to disown me. I can't say nothing about this.
No, that's why I'm not Catholic anymore, but...
I feel you.
So what they were doing is when... Say what are they called? Not a pope.
Priest?
A priest. He would basically like sexual assault a kid or a person, and they wouldn't remove them from the church. They'll just move them to a different church in a different location.
Yeah, I was seeing a documentary on that actually. I don't remember what it's called, but I understand what he's saying.
What I read, like old theories about this stuff, and what I saw, and it was kind of creepy, is the reason they would do this is, and this is just a theory, it's almost like when they sleep with a child or even drink the blood of a child.
Oh yeah.
It's like what is it?
Rejuvenating.
Yeah, like eternal youth
Yeah.
or internal youth or
Eternal youth.
yeah, eternal youth. I feel like, is this based off that tradition, or is it that they want sex with children?
I don't know. I think it's probably both. Like,
Or it could be just being deprived from sex.
yeah. I mean, they're not allowed to.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely. I don't know, man. It's like I don't
feel
know.
weird about this.
I don't know how I feel right now.
Let's talk about Miami.
No, but actually, speaking of Miami, I think that's like I saw a map. So like the red parts were where human trafficking was the most, and Miami was on fire. So that, I mean, not Miami, but like South Florida was on fire, and I was just like, that's insane. I was living there, and that's like the epicenter. That's insane. So
How do you become a hub for something like that?
dude, demand city, like if you're in a city, it's just more probability of demand for stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's a city with money too.
Right. You think too, being closer to water?
Yeah, transport.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Whoa, I didn't even know that. I had to look at the Texas map, like how the hell we're looking. I mean, you see articles come up all the time, and you see some girls like, "Hey guys, be careful."
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying I don't believe them or I take it with a grain of salt, but sometimes it's just kind of like, could you think someone's following you and they're not? Because like sometimes they're not even like a guy try to grab me or a guy try to this. It was like, oh, someone followed me for 2 blocks.
Yeah.
Be careful.
Yeah.
Like, of course, you should always be careful.
Yeah, better safe than sorry.
100%. 100%. But it's just, I don't know who reports these things. Like, how did Florida, I'm not saying this ain't real, by the way. I'm just saying, like, how did that map show all those occurrences, or why was it on fire? Like,
maybe like people reporting it, like
suspicion.
No, not even just that, but maybe people reporting it that have gone through there. You can escape from that, but it's difficult. It's very difficult. But like I've heard some crazy like survival stories about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, what if it's just based off of like experience? What if it's based off of like investigations? I don't know. I didn't make the map, but I just know that that's like the hottest place right now.
Yeah.
Right? And it's pretty insane to me. I mean, it's not, because I've been in so many like situations where I've seen so many bad things happen that I'm not surprised that that's like an epicenter. And
you're talking about just living in Miami?
Yeah, like people drugging women and like I don't know, being super shady. It's okay. Let's say it this way.
Who hurt you? Jesus.
It is a sunny place with shady people, and
nice.
Although it's really good to like visit, in my opinion, this is my opinion. Like there's people that love it, and that's great. Like 305 till I die type shit. That's great. But in my opinion, I feel like I've moved different places to compare and contrast, and I just feel like it's a little wild.
Yeah,
it's a little wild. So, and I feel like people there also idolize the wildness. They kind of like glorify it, and they're like, oh, we're real because we can survive in this chaos. You know what I'm saying? But it's like toxic. That's a toxic way to think.
I think the wrong side of the map caught on fire. No, that's fucked up. I'm kidding.
Oh god.
Thanos was right. I'm kidding.
I don't know. I just want things to be better, like in the world. I'm a sucker. Like I want everything to be right, and I want to raise awareness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
I think we got to take a break real quick. I think I hear Mars.
Yeah.
Her son is in the other room. I think he wants some food.
Definitely.
All right, I'm gonna pause this really quick, and we'll get right back to it. Alrighty, now we're back. All right.
So just to clarify, I don't hate Miami, because I was thinking about this while we were.
I was gonna tell you. You sounded like you were pretty fucking. Yeah, but I get it.
I don't hate Miami. I feel like it could be a really great place if things were brought up and denormalized.
Right.
with that being said, I miss a lot of good people from there. I miss a lot of good food from there. It's
Yeah.
a great city, like, in itself, you know, like, you're never gonna find food the way you find food over there.
Yeah.
It's so good. And the music scene is another, you know, on another level. And yeah,
Cocaine everywhere. Just kidding.
yeah, there is. It's a lot of drugs there. But yeah, like, overall, like, I don't hate Miami.
Yeah.
I gotta give Miami some credit for the way that, like, some things that I learned, you know,
Yeah.
while living there. But yeah,
I think it's the thing that I'm not trying, like, again, I said this earlier, I don't want to take away from your situation or downplay it, but I think anybody who has a rough experience, sometimes, even if it's in a small town, a small city, different state, you can't help but, like, attach those memories to the environment.
Yeah.
You could attach it to songs, you can attach it to seasons, you know what I mean? And I think, like, because of the experience that you went through out there that just made things chaotic for you, you can't help but attach it to the city sometimes.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you really hate the city of Miami, but it's more of, like, there's some harsh memories attached to that city.
yeah, definitely.
And, you know, you left it, and but sometimes those memories don't die. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And how can you say now, let's say if you put it on the scale, like on percentage wise, how much of that has actually left you and how much of it you're still dealing with?
I'm still struggling with, like, a few Miami qualities about myself that I got used to. And it's just different.
Well, hold on. Let's not even say Miami
toxic qualities.
Let's say toxic qualities. Because toxicity
Yeah.
exists everywhere.
Yeah, you're right.
100%.
Totally. But these are things that I learned there, so that's why I said
Right.
it. But yeah, I have a few toxic qualities that I acquired over there that I'm still trying to, like, let go of. For example, like, sometimes I can come off as, like, really guarded, like, really guarded, like my walls are completely up, and that's just something that people sport over there because they get fucked over so much. And
Yeah.
and anybody that lives there will tell you that's how it is. Like, their walls are always up, and it's hard to, like, you know, let go and be friendly and be you when that happens, you know? Especially when you go through something traumatic. Like what I went through.
It sounds like the Texas music scene, to be honest.
I mean, I feel like music scenes in general are pretty wild.
I would say in LA, New York,
Yeah.
they got it so with a stronghold and they established it so well that people are fucking friendly because they're living the life. One, they're in the city that, like, it pays to be a songwriter or producer or artist once you make it, that, like, you can't help but be friendly. Like, dude, I'm making a living off of stuff I love to do. I feel like in Florida, it's tough. I feel like in Texas, it's tough because it's the crab in the bucket thing, you know, crabs in the bucket, because one individual starts taking off, everybody wants to get attached to that person and try to get up there too.
Yeah.
And a lot of times they get out and some of them get sucked back in.
Yeah.
It is tough. I mean, you move to a state where there's no infrastructure yet. I'm not gonna say everybody's, like, out to get each other. If anything, it's like a ghost town here.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. I mean, looking at the talent around here.
Well, like, my goal is to start a movement here. Like, I've always said it. I've always wanted to start a movement here. Whether it be with, like, you know, you guys, you know, with, like, with Rafa, like, I think we go really well together as artists. Like, we can feed off of each other really well. So I feel like, yeah, I want to make that scene that, and now that the, like,
hold on.
yeah,
I was gonna say, I have never mentioned Rafa on this podcast, and I feel like shit. You did it before I ever did.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
Did I
It's not a
take-
bad thing. No, I should, because Rafa is an amazing artist, just like
Yeah.
Tears. He's from the Dallas area, and we've been working with him night and day on these records, and, like, we can't wait for people to hear them, one, but you're right. Like, our goal is to make a movement. I never talked about him because I always wanted him to join me on this thing.
Yeah.
But he's not really into this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm glad you mentioned him so I could brag a
Yeah.
little bit about him.
He's a beast. Go check him out.
Yeah, for real. And Tears is too. I mean, you know, she's getting herself together as she moved to this, you know, city. She's still new to Texas, so she's settling in. But Even the records we started recently.
Yeah, like I went from literally recording from my blue little shitty microphone on my laptop and mixing everything myself to now being here at the studio with y'all. And
that's fucking impressive. Like,
yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I was gonna say that I'm not trying to make this like a sex based thing, but you as a woman recording herself, structuring your songs, stacking. If people don't know what these terms mean, when you structure a song or sequence it, it's just kind of from beginning to end. Like you're telling a story. 2, stacking is like highlighting parts of your song to like bring it out, to let you know what the hook is or where the chorus is or where a bridge is. A bridge is like a part that's like just like a break in between like a chorus and a verse.
Right.
It's like, but you did all this on your own. You're using Ableton, which we all started using here all together now.
Yeah.
And thank God at the right time.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You call me Ableton sometimes.
I do.
My name's Abel. And it's crazy to see. You're the first woman I've ever worked with that's done that. And not only that, you don't only sing, you rap too. And you speak both English and Spanish. Like I tell people all the time, like she's a threat in all avenues.
Oh, shucks, stop.
I'm not even trying to boost you up like
Too
that.
well.
I would tell you if you suck. And like you don't. Like, but even at that, I was just gonna say, like, I commemorate that because a lot of people don't take matters in their own hands. I've worked with so many artists and they like, I don't want to even talk shit about anybody I've worked with or anything like that, but I'm saying a lot of these people can literally just go on YouTube, search for beats, but they can't record themselves.
Yeah.
They got to depend on going to a studio or, they don't take matters in their own hands.
Yeah. You know what made me though?
What's that?
Being a woman made me do this because like, all right. So obviously everybody knows that being a woman in the industry is very tough. People don't take you seriously.
Shout out Vicky Hill. That's what she said too.
Yeah. People don't take you seriously. They try to fuck.
Yeah.
They try to, get slick with you.
That's a big one.
Yeah. And I was just tired of it. And I was tired of people like, a lot of people used to like just bail on me because I was a woman. They didn't think I knew what I was doing and like they didn't, believe in me. And I was just like, you know what? Screw this. Like I got to do things myself from now on. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to have control over my music anyway, so fuck it. And I got on YouTube. Oh, well, I asked my friend to torrent Ableton for me. That's the only thing I had help with. Everything else, like...
She bought it now, but
yeah.
It was a torrent.
And then I went on YouTube and I searched up, how to use Ableton, how to do this, how to do that. And I learned overnight, honestly. And little by little, I kept learning until I could just do everything on my own. And I'm still learning. I'm still learning how to mix and how to... make my voice sound a little better.
Right.
And more professional. But yeah, like that's what made me do it.
Well, mixing gets expensive. And it's hard when you first start. Like even myself, like we're just now getting all the plugins and stuff we need. But mixing, one, I know you have a great ear for it. All you need is the plugins, but that shit's not cheap.
Yeah.
But I feel like all of us here in the studio are all investing in everything we need. I feel like we're going to be monsters at it. And I feel like if you're an artist, you can record yourself, you can put your songs together, and then you can mix it. Fuck just the music. The fact that like you don't need to rely on anybody else at that point.
Right.
That's a big plus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But also shout out to Orion because like he helped me. He actually like, believed in me. My friend Orion, he's actually like a music teacher in Virginia Beach. And he's having a baby. Congrats. I know he's going to watch this, so I have to shout him out. But yeah, like, I'm so lucky to have people believe in me now, when nobody else ever believed in me just because, like, I was a woman or, like, because they didn't even give me a chance, like. Yeah. And it's always about money or about gain or about sex. It's not ever about, like, actually the art of making music, making hits, and, like, really just trying to do something that they love with me. And I
think people get lost in the sauce because at the beginning, and I said this on my last podcast with Trill. What's up, Trill? Everything starts faith-based and everything starts out of love. Like when you start doing music, there's no guarantee you're going to become this huge artist. There's no guarantee that you're going to get this big payout.
Yeah.
If anything, it's a gamble, but because you love it so much, you want to do it. And you believe in yourself so much that it's all faith-based. There's no guarantee that you're going to get $1 million or a Grammy.
Yeah.
This is all just out of love. And I feel like the start of all that, and any artist that I know, if you weren't the cool guy or had the drug dealer friend, then you were just the outcast.
Yeah.
I was the outcast.
Yeah.
You know, like I didn't relate to a lot of my friends in high school or middle school at that. And I think that created who I was.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was so important. At the time, it made me depressed or sad. But that sad and, being sad and depressed turned into actually writing meaningful records.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And trying to inspire others or even myself. I feel like I get those vibes from you because you told me a little about your upbringing, but you would say you were the outcast, right? Like, you felt like a black sheep?
Definitely. Always, my whole life.
How do you feel that was it detrimental to your artistry?
Ever since I can remember, like, I mean, I'm an only child, or I was an only child for a long time. And, like, ever since then, like, I've always just been the loner, you know, like, the misunderstood person. And I always just wanted to fit in. Always.
Same.
But I could never, like, no matter what I did, I just never fit in anywhere. And then just one day I got tired of it, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to be myself. If somebody wants to fit in with me, they could do that. Like, you know, but everybody is different, and everybody, you know, they have their own thing going on, and I don't have to fit in anywhere. And that created like a sense of, how do I say it? Like a sense of, it's like when you view the world alone, when you view the world by yourself, in just your eyes, it's obviously different than everybody else.
Individuality, perspective.
Yeah, like perspective. Okay, so like I was just always alone and always trying to give my life meaning and give the world meaning, and so I feel like that gave definition to my music. And I didn't even know I could do music like until like high school, beginning of high school.
Yeah.
I didn't know I was good at music. I mean, when I was little, I went to a magnet school, but I really just like, I auditioned and they said I was good at music, and I was like, okay, cool. And then that's it. Like, but after that, like, I didn't pursue music. I didn't think that. My mom always told me, like, you can't make money off of music. So I just stopped. I stopped doing it. I had to think of, like, should I be a doctor? Should I be something else?
I think it's always like that. For myself, too. I had this strong connection with music, and I felt like I wanted to do something, but I didn't know what. Like, I didn't know I was going to be a songwriter, producer. I just know that, like, it made me feel a certain way.
Yeah.
And so, like, I thought I wanted to be a DJ. Like, I was like...
Everybody wanted to be a DJ at one point, I remember.
But, you know, at my era, when I wanted to be a DJ, you had to buy vinyl. You didn't have those CDJs.
Yeah.
Like, you are, you know, now they're just, like, regular rigs that are digital. But... now, you know, back then, my mom bought me turntables, and I had to buy vinyl records. And the more I did it, I thought it was fun. It was cool and shit, but I was like, no, like, there's a connection that I'm not establishing yet. Like, I feel it, but this ain't it. This ain't my connection with music. It's got to be something else.
Yeah.
And then, like, I listen to these artists, and then behind people's backs and behind my friends, I'm just, like, writing down lyrics. But I'm, like, 9 or 10 writing shit down. And shit sucked, of course. But
I feel you.
Yeah, but I'm, like, rewriting lyrics off cadences of artists I used to listen to. Like, I used to listen to, like, a lot of 3 6 Mafia.
Yeah.
So, like, I was writing down lyrics that were, like, Lord Infamous shit or, like, fast, choppy freestyles. And I would never show anybody. And then, like, one of my friends showed me FL Studio, started making beats, like, at 13. I was like, fuck it, I'm going to record myself. And I started doing it.
Yeah.
And I think, like, my first mixtape I made, like, at 15, when I dropped it, like, one, I didn't have any expectancy of anything happening from it. But, like, a lot of shit happened from it. But when I regardless, I'm not even going to talk about myself as an artist. What I'm saying is establishing that connection and finding who I was. I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know I was going to be an artist. I didn't know I was going to be a songwriter, but I knew there was a definite connection with music that I was trying to establish and make stronger.
Yeah.
I feel like even with yourself, at the beginning, you probably had this strong connection with music, but just didn't know how to convey it.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I don't even know how I got into music. I think I told you, the reason why, like, how I got into music was my ex, like, my first ever ex. Like, I wanted to flaunt on him. I wanted to just, like, show him that I could do it because he was also an artist and he was so concentrated on his stuff all the time. And I was
How
just
old were you?
I was like, when I started music, I must have been like 19. So I just wanted to, like, show him what I could do. It was all based off of, like, fuck you.
I love that shit though. Like, honestly, like, competitive edge and friendly competition in music.
Yeah.
I love that shit.
But it pushed me to make music on my own because I just didn't, like, I was just supporting him and he didn't really support me as much. You get me? Like, it was just all about music for him. And I was just like, you know what? Like, I love music. I want to do music. Why don't I do music?
Right.
Fuck you. I'm gonna go do music.
So did you ever, like, sing?
I sang, like I told you, in the
Shower.
definitely. No, I sang in the music magnet program or whatever.
Right.
But it wasn't really singing. It was just like, oh, like chorus stuff.
Yeah.
But I started singing around freshman year of high school. I don't know. I just literally just started singing. I started playing guitar and singing. And I remember I used to sneak into my stepmom's room to use her piano, and I didn't know how to play piano, but, like, I would make up songs. And I think for the most part, I was hiding the fact that I could sing.
I relate to you so much.
Until I was until 2 years ago, my dad didn't even know that I sang. So
yeah. So
that's how much I was just hiding the fact that I sang.
Why the fuck did we do that?
I mean, I was embarrassed.
Yeah.
Like, I was embarrassed mainly because it's something that it's not important in my family. It's not important in society.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I was afraid I wasn't good enough too.
You're right. I think I was afraid of the same thing because everybody's so quick to make fun of me, like my family members. It's like another one of those things like, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
It didn't work out that way. You know, they respected it eventually. But that's so true. That's so true. I think that was the fuel to our fire.
Yeah.
Eventually, like, discovering it, going for it, and then people, like, earning the respect, I think it pushed you further.
Yeah.
But that's always been a big thing of mine. I do appreciate the whole I'll show you thing, like the whole I'll show you mentality.
Yeah.
I think that's what, like, draws up real creativity and puts fire behind that shit. And that's what you had. That's what I had too.
Yeah.
I had that too. I wasn't Mr. Cool Guy and shit like that. You know what I mean? It wasn't until, like, music dropped that, like, people are, like, really treating you like you're somebody. And that's a good feeling.
Yeah.
There's no arrogance behind that. It's just kind of like I'm finally getting the thing that I like, the feeling I've always wanted. Acceptance.
It's like someone complimenting your,
Man, you kind of
painting.
thick. No, I'm just kidding.
No, you're painting, like, as an artist. Like, I do art too, so when someone says, like, wow, this painting evokes so much emotion, it makes me feel a certain way, or, like, I love it and this and that, you're just like, wow, people are really seeing what or, like, who I am or what I represent or what I want to portray. And, like, that in itself makes you feel like, I don't know, like, not a lot of people can do that. It, like, make people feel something, make people like stuff. It's so funny.
Well, what I used to forget, and when I get in writer's blocks, I'd have to remind myself that people are impressed because they can't do this. As effortless as it can be for people like us, people look at us in awe because they're like, how did you think of that from beginning to end?
Yeah.
We forget about that because it's so effortless. We take it for granted. Then we're sitting in writer's block like, ugh, Nothing I do is special.
Yeah.
Nothing I do is right. I keep fucking up. I can't finish this. When individuals look at us and like, wow, like, how do they think to do that? How do they do that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we lose appreciation for that sometimes.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of feel like you're going through that sometimes. Like
Oh man.
lately in the studio.
Lately I have been. I definitely have been, because I feel like with my situation that I went through, which should I say? I'm just gonna say it.
Fuck it. We're going live.
Well, I was in like an abusive type relationship, like not physically but mentally, and I was pregnant with this person's baby. So it was just it's a lot to get into, but it created a lot of trauma. It created a lot of like. At first, I was someone so confident and so out there, and I was doing my music. And I had a job. I had everything, and then I turned into a small little puny, unconfident bitch.
Yeah.
And I was this person's bitch, pretty
Oh,
much.
such a bitch. I'm just kidding.
And
no, you're not.
But yeah, like I was such a puny little like thing.
Yeah.
I didn't even believe in myself anymore. I was just doing everything because I felt like this person wanted me to do it. Like I changed for this person.
Right.
And then for them to fuck me over. So it's like right now that's what I'm struggling with, is like gaining that confidence back of being, you know, who I was before, or somebody better, like, you know, because I went through so much and I learned so much from it. But I'm still struggling with the whole, you know, people that get cheated on. Like, what do you go through? You go through like this period where you feel like you're not good enough, good looking enough, good this, good that, because that person obviously cheated on you. They chose somebody else.
Right.
So that's what you know, when I got here, that's what I was feeling. Now it's better because I know that I'm not like that. Like, I know that I'm better than what that person really thinks.
Right.
Because they're just reflecting, you know? But yeah, that's why I've been in such a rut with my music. I feel like I need to just be more confident.
Right.
You know?
And we find ourselves in that. I mean, I've been cheated on, and I know the feeling. I know how it feels, because that's one of the things, or that's one of a lot of things that go through your mind, is like, I was not good enough. Insecurity sets in.
Yeah, like, why wasn't I good enough? Like, I did everything that I could, you know what I'm saying?
And it attacks you. It attacks you so much, and depending on the kind of person you are, I feel like you are a lot like me, where we're full of layers, but we don't tell everybody our business, so it's kind of festering inside.
Mm-hmm.
And it gets so bad sometimes that like we lose track. Like time is trivial, life is trivial, because you kind of just don't keep up with the days, and you're just all like counting down to like where it ends.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's where I found myself, and it's a scary place. But regaining yourself, there's many ways people do it, but it's all a step, you know, like a step at a time, step at a time. Like for me, and like it's like head ass for a lot of people too. It's like you go through a breakup, and then like you probably want to go to the gym more, you want to get into religion, or whatever vice you choose.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like as long as it's like promoting a positive lifestyle, regain yourself, because it's possible. You don't ever lose those people. You don't ever lose that individual you thought you were. You never ever lose that confident person. It's always there. It's just in the background now.
Yeah.
Because the person who's healing has to go through the moment of healing until it regains itself.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel, I'm not even just speaking on your part, but I'm speaking to a lot of people who probably listen to this and relating to it. I mean, regardless of what you're hurt from, whether you got cheated on or you just feel like you're not enough for the world, whatever point in life that you felt like you were the best version of yourself, it's always there.
Yeah.
It doesn't go away. It's a big part of you. And I feel like it's part of your journey. Endure it, live through it, fight through it if you need to. But when you get out of it, don't forget about it.
Yeah.
I don't ever, like, if I'm going through a tough time now, I never ever want to be like, I want to get through this and forget about it. Because if I forget about it, I'll never value all that I've learned along the way.
Right.
But if I just hold on to it and I get out of this I'll make sure I'll never end up back here again.
Yeah. I mean, because of that, like a lot of things have I mean, yeah, I've been, going through shitty situation, like shitty things, healing. But also like I found a lot of like good things, and you have to, because if you don't, like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, you're not gonna grow. So for example, like I opened Tier Swim, or like I started Tier Swim, and all of those some of those funds are going to people that were abandoned during pregnancy, or like children of like single mothers and stuff like that. Like that's all going to that cause, because I was in that situation.
And Tier Swim is your swim line.
My swim line.
Yeah.
So right now, like everything is on pause with that, because of I'm trying to like focus on everything else, like music and income and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But once I do have the income, which I have, I'm gaining some, I want to be able to make my own swimwear line, and donate those funds to like, women shelters and stuff like that. Anybody who like needs it, because I was in that position and it was so difficult. It was so difficult emotionally.
I hate to interrupt you, but I was gonna say, let's take a moment and let's just say you're still in that situation.
Right.
You
yeah,
are.
Yeah, I'm still in that situation.
Yeah, it's not something like we know it. It's something that's you're still dealing with now.
Mm-hmm.
We talk outside of here.
Yeah.
And like I want to get to it. Like, because this is important for people to hear. There's women in your situation. You don't have to give so much detail.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a reason why, like, say your swim line, why you're donating to these women.
Yeah. So, during pregnancy, like, that is an important time of your life. Like, that is, you're vulnerable, you're moody, you're hurting. There is so much going on. And for a woman to be alone through that is hard, mentally and physically. I didn't know how hard it was well, obviously until I went through it.
Right.
And I was just, how do I say it? Like I had prepartum depression.
Mm-hmm.
People don't talk about that a lot.
I've never even heard of it, but it makes sense.
Yeah. Your hormones are shifting, and you're a little bit more sensitive at that time, where you're, if something happens, like you feel like it's even more than, is actually happening. But so take that, and then take, the trauma that I experienced with, the father of my son, not being there.
Right. And
causing havoc, on my emotions, and havoc, on everybody, around him, to attack, me as a pregnant woman, and feeling like so hopeless and lonely, because nobody else was reaching out. Like nobody wanted to even get into that.
Right.
So it was the most lonely situation I've ever been in. I feel like I was the most alone in that situation that I've ever been in my whole life. And I've been alone a lot. But that felt like I was the only person in the world.
And that's one of the worst feelings you can go through with your first child, because I'm pretty sure it's just like a marriage too. Like you have this ideal image of what it will be, motherhood would be, and the first stages of it, you're going through this. What are you thinking?
Dude, so society tells you like pregnancy is supposed to be beautiful. It's supposed to be something that is, ethereal and perfect, and you're supposed to be with your partner and this and that. But many women, that doesn't happen for them. They have complications. They don't have a partner. They don't have resources. They don't have money, and like nobody talks about that.
Yeah.
And nobody talks about prepartum depression. That's why you've never even heard about it. You know what I'm saying? So they just talk about postpartum.
Right.
But yeah, like it's tough. It's tough, and I feel like, yeah, it was just the toughest time of my life, and I didn't have like a good support system either, until maybe like the end. And that was traumatic for me. I also almost lost my son, so that's like a big deal to me. Like,
Yeah.
what, like, I don't know, man.
No,
I don't want to get into it, but
yeah, whatever you can talk about is fine.
yeah.
Is it hard for you to look at pictures from your pregnancy?
Oh, it's hard for me to even look at like ultrasounds. It's hard for me to even look at pregnant women, period. It's hard for me to support my pregnant friends because yeah, it's just traumatic. Like I just have a trauma from it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And oftentimes like I try to block out you know, pregnancy and babies and stuff like that out of my head because I feel like I didn't get the right experience. Like I didn't I how do I say this? Like I failed to experience the full thing,
Yeah.
you know? And I missed out. And it sucks. It's like I didn't even get pregnant. It's like I just popped out a baby and that's it.
Yeah.
I didn't feel, I mean, there was times during my pregnancy where I did feel beautiful and I did feel like it was a good experience, like, but
Yeah.
short experiences.
And you don't feel raising Mars now, your son,
Mm-hmm.
like because of your choices to leave that chaotic situation to get away from that toxicity, that the opportunity to redeem yourself would be in how you raise him. Like not redeem yourself, but like from that situation, the fact that you regret it, going through that pregnancy the way you did, raising him is kind of like your way to make up for it. And it's not like, I don't want to make it seem like you did anything wrong. That was beyond your choice.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I don't know. Like, I mean, it's not a redeeming thing to like raise him. I'm his mother. Like, I want to raise him.
Yeah,
you know?
I didn't mean it to come off that way. What I meant is like, because of those harsh 9 months, you still have like the rest of his life to kind of, I guess, because he's so young. It's so fresh.
Mm-hmm.
You know, his birth is so fresh. The pregnancy's still fresh. But what he becomes because of how you raise him, maybe this won't be something you look back on and feel the way you do about it. It's just ideal in my head, but I don't know. Like, I'm not you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm speaking from experience because my relationship with my daughter's mom didn't work out.
Yeah.
And it was toxic,
Mm-hmm.
and it was rough. And I mean, even talking about it now, like those wounds never fully heal.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like you still love the person, but you went through some harsh shit that taught you lessons.
Yeah.
And I thought I would never get over them and through them. And what my daughter's become today, and she's a reflection of the stuff I love about myself and I love about my family members, that I'm so proud.
Yeah.
That all that toxicity, all those hardships, all that toughness that I went through at the beginning of her life stage, I don't look back on anymore and regret or feel sad about. You get what I mean?
I guess, yeah. I mean, I don't want to like, I just want him to be different. Like, I just want him to be, obviously I'm going to teach him like what not to do and I'm going to raise him as good as possible. But I feel like maybe we have different situations in the fact that like I feel sad about what happened, but it's not going to reflect on like any, like the way that I raised Mars. I feel like I'm just going to raise him the best that I can, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's
heavy.
It's also like fresh, you know? Like it's fresh.
Yeah,
it's only
it's too soon.
a few months. Yeah.
It's too soon to tell.
Yeah.
Too soon to tell. I mean, you fucking could make a record and become this multi-millionaire in about 3 months. That's
About
the goal.
3 months.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
What is what does Tears the artist do? She makes like this fucking smash of a record and then gets all these millions of dollars. And then like Mars is like driving this fucking Wraith at
Tesla.
7.
He's gonna ride a Tesla with Elon Musk's fucking son.
Does that change how you raise your child?
What do you mean?
Having those funds that never run out, like does that make things different?
I'm still gonna teach him like to be a hardworking person. I'm gonna still teach him that money doesn't mean shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still gonna teach him the value of life and
so he still got to work at Chick-fil-A.
I mean, maybe I'll require that. Like maybe it's like a requirement to work at like a gas station or something.
I say that shit all the time, but then sometimes it's just like, oh, there's this balance you got to do where it's like, okay, I don't want to spoil my kids so much that they don't appreciate shit, but then it's one of those things where it's like, I don't want them to suffer and deal with what I dealt with too. So it's like, where do you draw that line? It's hard. It is hard. It's a hard balance. I mean, I have now, she's 12, you know what I mean? My daughter, and the more shit you talk when you're older, I mean, when they're younger, it's easier. When you're like, no, I'm not going to let them do that. I'm not going to let them get away with this. And then as they get older, because they're your baby, you're like, oh, fuck. Okay.
Yeah.
You can do that.
Yeah.
That's one of the things, too, I think about.
Yeah,
like,
that's tough. Like, I don't even know how to start. Like, I mean, I've never raised a child before. This is my first time.
Yeah.
So, and then also, like, I don't have, like, my mother around or anybody to tell me, like, what's right or wrong. But I know my morals and I know, like, my requirements and stuff like that. And I want to be open. I want to be open and not just, like, teach him, like, my point of view. But I want to teach him to explore points of views. Obviously, like, I'm going to use kind of, like, reverse psychology sometimes if he ever needs to, like... If he ever tells me, like, hey, Mom, I want to try drugs, I'm going to reverse psychology his ass because, I mean...
I need to hear how this goes. I'm going to be Mars real quick.
No.
No. Mars. I'm Mars, okay?
Yeah.
Let's play this now.
No.
Huh? I'm Mars.
I'm Mars.
The name is Mars. Mom, I've already been smoking cigarettes for 20 years. No. So he's like, Mom, I want to try drugs.
No, stop. No, it's just because, okay, my mom, I think my mom's superpower is definitely going to be research. Like, I Google everything. No, okay, not even like as a mom, as a human being,
I'm about to attack you real quick.
I Google everything.
That is a good thing and it's a bad thing.
Yeah, it is.
Because dealing with you, Googling everything, you self-diagnose yourself with a lot of shit.
Don't call me out right now.
You're like, man, bro, I think I got knee cancer. And I'm like... No,
I do that.
But I'm saying a lot of people do that. I have a friend who's a doctor, and he tells me all the time, like, bro, like, I fucking hate Mayo Clinic. I hate WebMD because literally everybody walks in here and swears they have cancer.
Yeah, because that's always what it comes to. Like, that's the worst one that you're just like, okay, I guess I'm having that. I have that. I'm dying. Like this. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't mean to get too far off from what you were trying to say, but I'm just saying it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. So you Google all these things to basically battle your son's desire to do drugs. So go ahead. You Google everything. Now what? Mom, I want to do drugs.
I just want to give him like a open choice to understand that, like, you know, it is bad. Mm-hmm. But, well, it depends. Like, is it weed? Are we talking about weed?
Okay, this is a good conversation because I think we've had this one before, and we both agreed on the same thing.
What was it?
Okay, I was only going to spit facts to my daughter. Mm-hmm. So let's just say, and honestly, our kids aren't going to tell us. Let's just be honest.
Oh, yeah, the frontal lobe thing.
Yes.
I remember now.
So, yeah, the development of the frontal lobe is not completely done till about 25.
Yeah. I'd be like, if you want to go do it, we can do it together at 25.
But if you want to do it behind my back before 25, you are at risk. I'm going to tell you the truth. Exactly. It's not a bad thing when you're 25 and up. But before then, you are at risk of being stupid.
Exactly.
Like 100%. Like, you're gonna stunt your growth, your mental growth, and you're gonna be an idiot.
You know what my dad did to me, which I really appreciate, but I also think it's like super cruel.
He let you smoke weed at 13,
no,
14,
no, no,
15.
no. Okay, so it might be different, but like he showed me, I was doing bad in school, and he came to my house and he showed me a slide of people struggling on the streets, like homeless people.
How old were you?
Sleeping in boxes. I would say like probably like 7.
Okay.
Or like 7 or 8. I don't know. Somewhere around those lines. And he literally sat there and he showed me a PowerPoint of all these pictures of homeless people sleeping in boxes and like struggling. And he was like, look, this is what's going to happen to you if you do drugs, if you don't do well in school.
Yeah.
And I was like, no way. What are you talking about, Dad? No, I don't want to sleep in a box. I don't want to eat from the trash can. No. And he pretty much like brainwashed me to like not, do bad in school.
Yeah.
And I went to college, so I guess he didn't, fuck up with that. Like it worked. I think it worked because I always think about that whenever that subject pops up.
Yeah. I think that's effective. I was going to say, like, Mexican families, what we do is point at the worst uncle and be like, you're going to be just like Uncle Hector.
Yeah.
That's what Mexicans do. But no, it's effective because, like, I don't want to be like Uncle Hector.
Yeah.
He does meth and sleeps on the couch all day. I don't have Uncle Hector.
Oh, my God.
But no, it's just an example. No,
Yeah.
but that's good. That's good. I think that's a proper way to teach your children lessons.
Yeah.
Reverse psychology works, but I've come to acceptance that I can't convince my daughter to not do anything or to do anything. Like,
yeah, they're their own people. Like they're gonna want to do what they want to do, and if they're gonna do it, they're gonna do it. But
yeah,
I want Mars to know that I'm there for him, and I want him to know what the consequences are gonna be, and like I don't want to like bombard him. I don't want to like be a bad, a mean parent,
Yeah.
I just want to tell him straight facts. Like you said, like I want to spit facts, and I want him to do what he will with that information,
Yeah. Mom, give me a cigarette. Oh, sorry. That voice I did earlier was on
Why
accident.
does Mars sound like that?
I don't know. He sounds like Joey Diaz, the comedian. No, but no, that's good. That's great.
Yeah.
I see you as a solid, ideal mother, especially at the very beginning. I think you're doing very well.
Thank you. It's tough. No sleep. Like sleep. I don't even remember the last time I actually got like decent sleep. I don't know. I think maybe before, not even during pregnancy, I couldn't sleep either because you get insomnia.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some people get insomnia and like you can't sleep on your back, so it's kind of tough. I sleep on my back, so
Yeah.
And your back hurts, huh? What?
Yeah, your back still hurts. You talk about the epidural.
Yeah, the epidural. I feel like the epidural just made my back permanently hurt. And I talked to other women that got epidurals, and they say the same thing. I actually spoke to someone that had 6 children. She was like from Congo.
God damn.
At my job, yeah.
Loves the. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, they have a lot of kids, and so like she got the epidural I think with 2, and she says she still feels it, and it's like years after, like a bunch of years after. So
oh shit.
Yeah, I wonder what. Like I think maybe they touch your nerves or something, and I don't know, but I'm not with it. You're
not with the shit.
I'm not with the shit. This shit hurts all the time.
Well, no, everything we've been talking about has been interesting. Like well, I like the stuff about you, and then we started going off into a tangent.
Yeah, we always do.
Fucking Catholicism and child trafficking, and we're gonna get canceled.
For real.
No, but I'm so glad we got to do this episode. I say this with everybody I'm with, but like we've been talking about it, and I've been waiting for this. This is actually the longest episode, and it's been a treat.
Thank you.
It's been a treat.
I'm so happy because I've been waiting to do it with you too. Like I've always wanted to be on a podcast. I think.
Low key, I'm not gonna.
This is my first time doing anything like this.
I'm gonna front you out. Every time that I've had a guest and I post them, you reply to my stories with a face that you're upset. Right?
Yeah, I'm petty. I wanted to do this so bad. Like I felt like it was my calling, okay? I needed to do this podcast with you.
It's true. It's true. No, I'm glad that we did because one, you're fun to talk to. You're quite a treat. You're funny. You're all right.
I'm not gonna lie. I was a little nervous at the beginning. I kind of blanked out there.
I didn't pay attention. I guess I'll review it.
Yeah.
If it's not that bad, I'm still gonna put it on.
All right,
I
bet.
don't give a fuck. I'll embarrass you. But no, thank you for coming. And we got music to make, so we gotta let y'all go. Her son's in the other room and he drinks goat's milk.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm that kind of mother.
Yeah, I'm judging you. But yeah, thank you guys for listening. If you want to check Tears out, let's talk about your Instagram and your handle.
My Instagram is @tears. And what else? What other social media do people use?
Tears Swim.
Oh yeah, and then my swimsuit line is Tears Swim.
You guys, you gotta donate. It's for a good cause first. What, am I slurring? What's your problem? Angel just laughing at me. I feel so judged. Okay, you guys can donate. It goes to a great cause, and not only that, the shit is kind of provocative.
I'm the model, by the way. So if you want to see that, check it out.
For all sizes. For all sizes.
Well, not yet.
Well, it will be.
It will be
if you donate.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, yeah.
That's good. Oh, what about your music? Like checking out your music besides just going to Instagram?
Check me out on SoundCloud. That is also SoundCloud /y thingy at Tears. I mean, not at Tears. And I'm also on Spotify, on Apple Music, on all that stuff. So yeah, check me out.
All right, the Queen of Darkness. We're signing off.
All right, peace out.
Bye.